Madison time, hit it!
HAIRSPRAY is a 1988 American musical comedy film directed by John Waters. The film is set in 1962 Baltimore and follows the story of Tracy Turnblad, an overweight teenager with a passion for dancing and a desire to integrate into a TV dance show. The overall theme of the film is the importance of acceptance and inclusivity. The film explores issues of race, body image, and societal norms through the lens of a light-hearted musical comedy. One of the defining characteristics of the musical genre is that it tells a story through a song and dance. HAIRSPRAY does this through its numerous musical numbers, which are integrated seamlessly into the plot. The film expresses societal views, values, and norms of its time period by highlighting the injustice and inequality faced by African Americans in the 1960s. For example, in one scene, Tracy's friend Penny Pendleton is punished by her mother for attending a Negro party. Additionally, the film portrays African Americans as marginalized and excluded from mainstream society, with their talents and abilities going unrecognized and undervalued. However, HAIRSPRAY also challenges these societal barriers, norms, and by showing the power of unity and the importance of breaking down into racial barriers. Through Tracy's activism and the integration of the dance show, the film promotes the idea of inclusivity and acceptance of all individuals, regardless of their race or body size. In terms of the script, HAIRSPRAY is a witty and entertaining film with a clear message about the importance of inclusivity and acceptance. The characters are well developed and the dialogue is engaging and humorous. The story is well paced and engaging, with the musical numbers adding an element of fun and whimsy to the plot. The camera work on HAIRSPRAY is lively dynamic, capturing the energy and movement of the dance sequences. The use of bright, bold colors and retro-style costumes adds to the film's visual appeal. The film's style and lighting also contribute to its overall mood, creating a cheerful and optimistic atmosphere. Overall, HAIRSPRAY is a well-executed film, with strong performances, a catchy soundtrack, and a positive message about social change.
Tell me how this film came to be in the run-up of movies in your au revoir, or however you say it.
Yeah.
This one kind of sticks out. So tell me how this one came to be.
Yeah, luckily there was one subject I was obsessed by that didn't scare people, kind of. And so there was a show that came on in Baltimore called The Buddy Dean Show. We never got American Bandstand ever. And it was a dance show, and it was on television 6 days a week, sometimes 5 hours a day. So these kids were stars in Baltimore. They had hair higher. The boys' pants were tighter. You know, it was more extreme. And so I watched it every day, but it eventually went off the air because it wouldn't integrate. And they actually did have Negro Day, where black kids came on with Fat Daddy, the greatest DJ in Baltimore.
Every Thursday, right?
No, it was once a month or every 2 months. It wasn't that good.
So
right?
we'll get to that.
Yeah. So I thought it would be a good kind of melodrama in a way. And also I wanted the girl that was the star of the show to be a big girl, because there was never a girl in the Buddy Dean Show that was fat. Ever, ever, ever. So, and it turned out to be a Trojan horse, this movie, that snuck in middle America with all my ideas, and nobody, even racists like HAIRSPRAY.
In some ways, this is a black-ass film. In some ways.
When I saw you, I was like, there's another black guy in HAIRSPRAY? Where are you?
But you know, one review of it that was kind of critical said it's a black history film from a white man's viewpoint. It is, definitely. I was Tracy. You know, we used to go down to the black neighborhood, and the cops, the black cops, hated it just as much as the white cops. And they used to stop us because it was straight and gay, rich and poor, white and black teenagers hanging together. All the cops hated us, both sides. And they used to say, this isn't Greenwich Village, you know. And when I knew it was really, when I saw it all come to life, is we all got arrested at the drive-in once for underage drinking. And in the courtroom, all the white kids' parents came down and got them out, and the black kids did not. They couldn't get them out. So, you know, that kind of thing. And
was that,
Governor
John?
Wallace was running for president in Maryland at the time. So the first protest marches and everything we went to in high school, really. And it was really scary. I mean, then you went and people, you know, it was riots and stuff. So it was all true. I was Tracy in a weird way.
You know, I wanted to talk about that because I saw this film as a kid, probably too young, because people in my family would watch it. And I'd be like, what the hell are y'all watching? We're watching Hairspray. And I could never figure out why until people started dancing, and then I got it. You know, everybody loved the rhythm in the film. But then I saw it again as an undergrad, and a professor was explaining that there were different modes of radicalism. And the films in your early work are very radical. You know, they're aggressive, as you said. Pink Flamingos is not Hairspray, and yet the verve, the energy is all the same. And I think the issues you're dealing with in this movie, they reach a much wider audience than the issues in some of those other films. So
During the year of 1962 in Baltimore, a lot of protest was happening against racism and segregation. In the movie Hairspray, there's a popular dance show called The Corny Collins Show, in which people of color only get one day a month to dance, which is called End Night. In that same year occurring in reality, there was a lot of segregation. People of color couldn't even drink from the same water fountain as white people. In the movie, Tracy Turnblad, which is the main character, wins a spot in The Corny Collins Show, in which she tries to get rid of segregation and for people of color to be able to dance with her and other white people. She is then successful at doing this with the help of her friends and family. They all bring their community together, which comes along together with true events occurring in reality. Choosing Baltimore for this movie was a good start. Baltimore was one of the first cities to have public schools integrate and get rid of segregation. They also have a scene where they protest about segregation. Tracy joins them in their protest, which makes it a huge deal due to the fact that she is white. Based off true events, in July 4, 1963, there was a big protest that took place in a park with Baltimore protesting the park's segregation policies. Overall, this film describes the inequality people of color went through and the problems they faced in real life.